Alright, now today we are ranking all the tanks as of mid-season 6. Now before I start, for anyone else that plays tank, at least a tiny bit, I think we can all kind of come to the understanding that tank in season 6 feels really bad to play. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I think one of the biggest is now tank has become a game of rock paper scissors. Whoever tank dies first will just instantly counterpick them, and you honestly can't blame them because that's how you're meant to win. You can't win if you don't do that. So say you're playing, I don't know, Ryan, and they go, I don't know, say Hog. If the Ryan kills the Hog, that Hog is not going to stay. He's going to go like Ram. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors, and it also sucks because I feel like tank is the role where if one tank is like significantly just a lot better, then your chances of winning are extremely low. Like, at least when it comes to DPS, the tank and the other DPS can kind of keep it up. I mean, even the supports can probably keep up some damage to kind of make up for it. And the same as support. I feel like with one support, it's still doable. It's not as easy, but it's still doable. Whereas the tank, there's no one else really to make up that tank role, so you're kind of screwed. So yeah, all in all, tank is a bit to play, but we can just only hope for changes. Okay, first up we have Doomfist. I'm gonna put him in C tier. I think the good Doom players can get some extreme value out of him, but there is, and this is gonna apply for a couple tanks, there is a certain tank right now who is pretty good, who pretty much shuts it down, this character. Again, Doom can be good, like everyone, they can be good, but just with the current meta, it's kind of hard to make him work unless you're like a god or like a top 100 Doomfist player. Kind of hard to make it work. Diva. I think Diva's actually pretty good this season. The change to her, I'm not sure if this was season 6 or season 5, I don't remember, but her boosters got changed from 4 to I think 3 or 3.5, so she's a very mobile tank, and I'm honestly gonna put her in A tier. I think she's really good this season, and not S, but I think A is a fair placement for her, especially because this season is kind of more poke. If she just stands in front and protects her entire team and then farms ult for her team, that can work. Although she is still good if you want to go dive. She is still a good dive character. I'm not sure if she's as good as Winston as like a pure dive, but she can still work in a couple comps. Junker Queen. Again, she's kind of in the same boat as Doom, where there's a certain tank who's quite good, who can kind of shut her down. Again, she can work, but with the current meta, it's not very brawly. It's, again, poke, which Queen's not really good at combating poke or being part of poke herself. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put her in C tier. She can be B. She can be. Okay, here we go. Orisa. Now, Orisa gotten a lot of buffs recently. She's become a lot more tanky because she gets more health in her fortify. And as I was saying, there's a certain tank that can kind of shut down a lot of heroes. You could argue her and A, but I think if you were to put a tank in S, it would be her. She is just so incredibly strong, and while she is strong in her damage, that's definitely a big thing. I think what makes her incredibly strong is the fact that she just does not die. Her fortified got buffed, I think gets 100 or 150 over health now. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. She takes 50% less damage while on fortify, and especially if her supports are pumping in heals, she will not die. It doesn't matter how many times you shoot her, she will not die. Your only hope is waiting for her cooldowns to all just be gone, and then all 5 of you just dive her. Just all rush her and kill her. And then she'll probably die. Probably. But yeah, Orisa is such an impressive tank to a couple characters, and I'm gonna get into a couple more, honestly. Ramattra. You could argue he's an A. I do think he's still good, but with Orisa running around, I might put him B on the low. Yeah, against Orisa, he can't really do much. He can still work, obviously, like every tank, but with Orisa being extremely good, playing as Ram is just not. You probably shouldn't play him. If they go Orisa, just don't go him. Just no point, honestly. Unfortunately. Reinhardt. Now, he doesn't get shut down by Orisa. It's just that a lot of characters who are good nowadays really counter him. Like, Bastion is extremely good, and you know, playing Ryan to Bastion is just kind of like an instant loss most of the time, and not all the time, just most of the time. Again, Ryan can work, but in very few situations. Like, to get the value out of Ryan, you kind of need to play him with Lucio. You kind of need to. Like, playing without him, it's kind of a rough experience. So again, unfortunately, I'm probably gonna. Is he C? I think he is C tier. Yeah, I think unfortunately he is. Hog. Okay. Sigma. Okay, I'm just playing. Kind of. Hog still is not good. He's not in a good spot right now. There are some maps and some players who can make him work, but like, especially because this one is so good, you just can't play him. You just can't. It just won't work. Sigma. He's not bad. He's always been a pretty good pick, honestly, especially on maps like Junkertown, Paraiso, Havana, Circuit Royale. You know, maps with long, like, straight areas. He's pretty good at, and also he is good against like Bastion, who again is really good this season. He's not too good, but he's not like in a bad spot right now. Winston. Winston's tricky, cause I feel like he could be A. He could definitely be A. But again, because of the characters that are good right now, like her, Bastion, Brig, you kind of need to go full dive to make Winston good. Like a full dive team for Winston to be good. You could argue he's in B tier. He's either high B or low A. I'll put him in A for now. I might come back to him though. Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball can be good, but again, all it takes is a Brig or like a Sombra. Hack him, dead. Like, and as well, his damage just isn't that good. His damage doesn't do much. He's kind of more just there to annoy everyone and displace them. To kind of, you know, try and give his team the opportunity to come in and pick someone off. But him himself, I find it's very hard for ball players to get kills, unless again they're like extremely good ball players. But in most of the ranks, he's just not that good. Last but not least, we have Zarya. She got some buffs recently. Her bubbles come back. I think it's a bit faster now. And I don't remember the other change. I do apologize, but I know she is pretty good this season. And she's kind of one of the only characters who you can kind of combat the Orisa with. Because Horse kind of dominates at least like half these tanks. And about half, I'd say. She's now extremely strong. Her damage is extremely good. And if your goal is to take down the Orisa and not her team first, then your kind of real only chance is going Zarya. Even then, it's extremely hard to kill her. But yeah, I think that is everyone, I believe. Yeah, this tank list is a lot more evenly spread than the supports. Yeah, tank just doesn't feel that good, to be entirely honest with you. But again, hoping that there's some changes coming that make tank, you know, not miserable to play.